Okay, we're going to make sun-dried tomato sunflower pate. Now this recipe is kind of special to me because when I started, after I got into raw foods, after a while, one of the first jobs I had in a raw food kitchen was at Toronto Sprouts. And I worked with Marie Larson, who taught me how to make a sunflower spread. And we used to put everything in it. Sometimes it'd be like mushroom spread and sometimes sun-dried tomato. So this is based on her recipe and what she had. And we would put it on everything. We'd put it on sandwiches and on crackers. And she thought it was a great alternative to butter, that you'd never need to use butter again because we have like this incredible spread that we can use, which is really delicious, which is true. And it's just such a great recipe. And I love her, and this reminds me of her. So it's really special to me. So what we're going to do, so this is the recipe. I have 2 cups of sunflower seeds that have been soaking for about 3 hours, at least 3 hours, a little bit more. I've just rinsed them and drained them and put them back in a bowl here just so I could show you everything. I have half a cup of sun-dried tomatoes that have been soaking here for a few hours also, so they're really plump and soft and ready to go. I have half a bunch of parsley, and it's quite a lot, but the idea is really general. It's not very specific. You can add and subtract things. The base is the sunflower seeds and a bit of oil and namashoyu, and the other things are, you can add whatever herbs you like and whatever seasonings and flavorings. And because we worked in a sprout farm when we used to make it, instead of parsley we used to use pea sprouts a lot. Or if we had an abundance of sprouts, we would throw those in. And cilantro would be nice in here also. But green is always great to get whenever you can, so this is a good place to put it. Half a bunch of parsley. It was a large bunch, so this is actually a lot of parsley we're putting in. A whole bunch of green onions. Green onion is really nice in it. So I've washed these, they're ready to go. 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of namashoyu, 1 tablespoon of basil. I usually use dried because I don't always have fresh available, but I do. So of course I'm going to use that because it's so delicious. I love fresh basil. A teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. You can use cayenne instead. And that's it. We're just going to add everything to the blender and process it all together till it's creamy and smooth, and it's delicious. And we're going to use it later we're going to put it on crackers also and layer some cracker dips. But I'm also going to use it on a nori roll. It's a nice base to spread on the nori sheet. And then you can put sprouted quinoa, you can put parsnip rice, you can just put sprouts and vegetables and everything you like and roll it up. And we'll do that later on. Right now, the sunflower spread, which is so versatile. Okay, sunflower seeds go in the processor. Sun-dried tomatoes go in. Now I'm going to keep the soak water from the sun-dried tomatoes in case I need any extra water to make it blend. Often I'll need a few tablespoons of water to make it the right consistency. Three tablespoons of olive oil. Just helps it become more creamy and smooth, and olive oil is so much better for you than canola and all the other things and all the other oils. 2 tablespoons of namashoyu. This just gives it a wonderful flavor. Nice fermented raw soy sauce. Sawa is the only company that makes a raw soy sauce that I know of, the only one I've ever heard of. And it's made in Japan. Fermented 4 years in cedar kegs. Some basil. I'm just going to tear out the leaves. Teaspoon of paprika. Good flavor, but it also helps with the color since it is a sun-dried tomato. Pate. It's nice to have that red color. A teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of black pepper or cayenne. I'm just going to chop the stalks off that are thick, and just look inside for any long thick stalks and tear those off. Some recipes you can put them in, the stalks are okay, like in things that are blended, but because we're processing it, we don't want any hard bits. So I'm just going to take most of them out. A few left in the thin ones isn't going to hurt anything. And it really doesn't need to get cut up too much because the processor is going to do that for us. Green onions, just remove the tips and chop up, and the green part is really nice in this also, so chop up a little bit except when it gets kind of hard and coarse. And I just throw away the ends, and the rest of it is all going to go in here. How easy is this? Just everything goes into the processor. It's a wonderful recipe. And blend. Scoop it down. Now I would leave it just like this if I was making it more like a pate. You can form it into a pate and serve it with crackers. But for us, we're making it more into a spread, so we can spread it onto our nori sheets. That's our main purpose. So I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of water, just two, just to make it a little bit thinner. That's it. This is our wonderful sun-dried tomato sunflower pate or spread. This is a delicious base. If you're layering dips on crackers, it makes a wonderful one. And it's really delicious and smooth and creamy and a nice topping on so many things, and very, very versatile. So enjoy.